So we talked about squats, but personally I think the lunges is a more useful movement when talking about bodyweight leg training, because it's more unilateral, it's one leg at a time, which is going to be better, because doing a squat with bodyweight is going to be like, what, 35 kg on each leg for an average sized man. So yeah, I would say a lunge is going to be closer to body weight on one leg at a time, especially if you can do even less with the opposite leg. So yeah, let's look at some ways of challenging the muscles. And what's important to note is the lunge is more an exercise for the hamstrings and glutes than it is for the quads, or should be targeted to be more of an exercise for the glutes than quads, whereas the squat is going to be more quad dominant. So really useful to do at home. So the standard lunge, people always think about it as forwards. So there we go, right foot. I'm going to go off camera, but you get the point. But in the situation, it's probably better to actually do them backwards. So not only is this going to put less strain on the knee, but yeah, you don't need a great amount of space to do it. So yeah, the lunge. What we're going to essentially do is target the lead leg. So try and do as much work with the front leg pulling up as opposed to the back leg pushing forwards. So this back leg is just for balance, really. Okay. Yeah. Side lunges. Same as before, we're going to take the foot and put it out to one side. So we're pointing to one side so the knee can track out in that direction. Don't have much room to do it here, but I'll show you on one side. Okay, it's really important to do more than one plane of movement when you're doing your lunges. So if you're just going to go forwards and backwards, and then one day you fall off a curb, you're going to hurt yourself. So you want to be able to move on every axis. Really important. Curtsey lunges, one of my favourites. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one leg back, behind the other leg, so the knee almost touches the ground, and then we're going to stand up. Okay, so once again, it's all in the lead leg. Okay, this leg is just travelling, it's not pressing. Okay? Rear lunge to knee drive. So the knee drive is a really good way of increasing the intensity. So all you're going to do is drive the knee up into the chest. And if you watch from the side, I'm driving from here, the left leg, squeezing this left glute until full extension of the hip. Okay, so it's not driving this right leg, it's squeezing this left leg, it's all in this left leg. Okay, you can do this with virtually anything. You can do this with your curtsey lunge, driving up. In fact, that's one of my favourites. Lunge to sumo, this is a good combo. So let's get creative. We've got our rear lunge, and we're going to get into more of a split squat position, rotate into a sumo lunge before rotating back into our front facing lunge, standing up. So back, open, front, together. Again, focusing on this lead leg, which is going to be under tension the whole time. But this position is really good for opening the hips and building nice mobility in the hips. Again, you can do that with anything. You can go lunge, sumo, front, knee drive, as I often do in my bodyweight training, because it's just such a great one for building good mobility. Okay, plyo lunges. If you want to burn more calories and get more explosive, then plyo lunges are the lunges for you. You're going to lunge and try and alternate by jumping off the ground. Okay? Again, trying to work the back of the legs. One variation for that being lunge, knee drive, plyo lunge, knee drive. Really fun. Just makes it more interesting, you know, if nothing else. And lastly, a deep lunge. I like to do these in my yoga practice. So, lead knee above lead ankle, fingertip support in line with leading heel. And from here you can do anything you like. You can lead left hand up, right hand up. Okay, really it's an isometric hold for this left glute. I do find I get quite tight in that glute, so it's worth doing a lot of stretching afterwards. But yeah, deep lunge, holding the time. Yeah, lunge variation, so let's go.